Hi, this is Bucky with Transit and Level Clinic, and today we're going to do a quick tutorial inside of SurvCE by Carlson Software that will hopefully explain a little bit better how to select a feature code list, how to change some of the settings that allow us to use that feature code list, as well as some line work functionality when we're taking points, and how to make some basic changes to those settings. So if you've used Carlson SurvCE in the past, this screen should look pretty familiar to you. We'll have all of our main menus at the top. The two menus that we're going to discuss for the most part today in terms of settings will be under File and Equipment. And then, of course, we will see the changes that we've made under those menus inside of Survey. So first and foremost, we're going to go in and we're going to choose a feature code list that we want to use. Now, what is a feature code list? A feature code list is basically a description list that can or may not have line work, types, descriptions, etc. attached to them. For many lists, you may have a code that might be a number or might be an abbreviation that stands for something that's a lot longer. For example, a curb for a road may be put in as code number 3004. So just a nice, easy way to start to memorize your codes, start to use your codes in just a more efficient fashion. So for Carlson SurvCE, they have pre-configured or preloaded a number of feature code lists already. Many of these feature code lists are from our DOTs. So when we hit load, you'll see that we have things like the New York DOT, we have North Carolina in there, Illinois, etc. For this example, because I live in North Carolina, we're going to use the North Carolina Department of Transportation .fcl file. Again, if you have your own code list, if your company's made their own code list, have attached their own line work, etc. to it, instead of hitting load, just hit add, and you'll be able to add that list and to use that list inside your existing jobs. But again, for this example, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to select the North Carolina Department of Transportation list. We'll just hit the green check, and we get a preview of each of those codes, the line work that's attached to them, layers that they come in, etc. So pretty much everything is attached here for us to look at and to check. We can edit some of these codes. We can remove some if there's a lot. Maybe you don't deal with certain codes in there. You can remove them and add new codes as well. So once we have loaded this, obviously we're going to keep it the way it is since it is a DOT list. We'll just hit our yellow back button in the top right-hand corner. And at this point, that feature code list is now basically available for you to use as you store points inside of the SurvCE. So the settings that we want to change in order to be able to use that feature code list, even though it's loaded, right now we're not going to see it. We're not going to see the snap to functionality that we have for the line work that's attached to it. Unless we make some changes in our settings. So in order to do this, we're going to hit our Equipment tab, and we'll go to our Configure menu. When we're in here, as a default setting, prompt for height and description is not checked. This basically means that once we get into our point selection screen, our description and our height have to be entered before the point is taken, or it will be recorded without that height and description. When we check this box, it allows us to store the point without putting the height and description first. And then it will bring up another menu, which will allow us to put this information in, as well as choosing our line work functionality that we want. If we want, for example, this particular point and this particular code to be in a line, we'll have a snap to button that will allow us to do that. So we'll go ahead and select prompt for height description, hit the green check, and we'll go into Survey. We'll go to Store Points, and of course we're in simulation mode right now. We're simulating the GPS that's in a fixed position However, it's going to be the same if you're using an instrument, if you're using a conventional total station, etc. So at the bottom, you will see that we have currently we're going to store point number 2. We have a description here. For now, we're just going to leave this blank, and we'll just put it at 0 feet for now. We're going to go ahead and hit the store button. And because we changed the box to prompt for height description, now we have a second screen that pops up that basically has given us the chance to go back and change our point number, the height of our rod, and then to add a description, a picture, etc. So we are going to keep it as point number 2. We'll do, since we're doing GPS, a 2-meter rod, so 6.52. And we will select a description. Now in North Carolina, they use 3004 as a curve, and that is the description we're going to put in. We have this drop-down menu here that we can go through any of them, and we can select them by just clicking. Now for this curve, we want to be able, when it comes back into our Carlson survey or our AutoCAD package, we want it to be coded to begin this curve, to actually begin this line. So Carlson has given us these easy to use snap to function buttons over here that will automatically enable a special code that we've programmed in our AutoCAD package to start that line. So here we have a button to start a line, we have starting a curve, ending a line, ending a curve, closing a figure, starting a figure, etc. For this particular description, we want to start a line. All right, so if we hit the snap to function, it will come up and say SL. And that's what we have coded our Carlson survey, so it knows that is the start of a line. Some companies do not use SL, right, for starting a line. They may use BL for begin line. And we do have the option to go in and change the special codes that are associated with this snap to functionality. So for example, we have SL here, but let's say we want to have that say begin line instead. We'll just X out for now, X out of our point screen, and we will go back to our file menu and feature code list. Now we're still going to use the same feature code list, but down in the bottom right hand corner are special codes, or our codes for the snap to functionality that Carlson's given us, will be under this menu. We'll select it, and then obviously begin line, North Carolina Department of Transportation uses SL to start line. We want to change this. We want it to be BL, so we can click on it, and then down at the bottom we will choose BL for begin line and accept. You'll see the change made here, and then of course when we go in to store the point, if we store it begin line, now we'll have a BL instead of an SL. And you can do that with any of these buttons over here, and then adding code after that. So if you have any questions on coding, auto line work, feature code list, etc. For Carlson or for Spectra Survey Pro, like Aviva, like a Captivate, feel free to contact us at our office at 919-467-7782 or on the web at www.transitandlevel.com. Thank you for joining us. We hope this has helped, and we look forward to seeing you on our next video.